Hello and welcome to Mr. A's Maths Today. Here is today's question. Give this a go. Pause the video when you're ready. We really are at the top end of GCSE now. Higher topic only, worth 6 marks. Solve the simultaneous equations when one of them is a circle. We should recognise that this is the equation of a circle. X squared plus y squared equals a number is always the equation of a circle. It actually doesn't really matter. But notice on today's question, we can't put these equal to each other because they're not equal to the same thing. This is equal to y, this is equal to 5. We need to find a different way. Our aim is always to eliminate an x or a y. So I think if I substitute this in to my y squared, I'll get an equation that's just got x's and hopefully I can solve that one. So let's give it a go. X squared plus y is equal to this, y squared. I'm left with this. Notice I've only got an equation with y's in. So hopefully I can expand this and then I can rearrange it and hopefully factorise to get an answer. I've got x squared plus. When I expand this, remember 3x minus 1 squared is this. It is not equal to this squared and this squared. We need to multiply the two brackets together. I get 9x squared minus 3x minus 3x minus 6x minus 1 times minus 1 is plus 1 equals 5. Can I simplify? I can simplify a little bit. 10x squared minus 6x plus 5, take it as plus 1, subtract 5, gives me negative 4. There's a little bit of a trick I can do because 2 goes into each of these. I can divide by 2. I can divide the whole thing by 2. I'm going to try and factorise. If I can't factorise, I'll need to use the formula or completing the square. But I'll try and factorise it. It's got to be 5x. Got to be x. It's got to be 2 and 1 in some combination. The only way I can make negative 2 is to have a 2 and a 1. I need to get a 3. So we'll put a 1 there and a 2 there. I'd have 5x squared. Let's make that a negative. Minus 5x plus 2x subtract 2. And that has to be equal to 0. I think this is the hardest part of this question. You're going to get a mark in the exam for just substituting this in. So make sure you do that. Do the expansion. I'm sure we can all do the expansion. Do the expansion. You'll get a mark for that. This is a harder quadratic to factorise. So you may want to take some time to look at that. We need to find out which values of x make each of these 0 because these are multiplied together. We just don't write that in. And if two things multiplied together equals 0, one of them has to be 0. So this is the easy one, x equals 1. Or, this is a slightly harder one. We've got 5x plus 2 equals 0. Subtract 2. Divide by 5. I've got my 2x values, I just need to find my corresponding y values. Let's start with the easy one. When x equals 1, 3 times 1 is 3, subtract 1 is 2. When x equals minus 2/5, it's going to be a little bit of manipulation. This is a bit awkward because it's on a non-calculator paper. I've got 3 times minus 2/5 is minus 6/5. Subtract 1. Going to neaten that up a bit. Minus 6/5 subtract 1 is the same as minus 6/5 subtract 5 over 5. So it's minus 11 over 5. And I think those are my two answers, but at the end of the exam, we're going to go back and check. How do we check? We substitute into the equation we've not used. I didn't use this one to find any values, so I'm going to substitute back into this one. So when x is 1, I get 1 plus 2 squared is 4 equals 5. I know this pair is correct. That tells me this pair is correct. Let's try it with this one. Harder to manipulate, but it's well worth that little check. X squared minus 2/5 squared is 4 over 25. Add y squared, add 121 over 25, because I square the numerator, square the denominator. Add these together, gives me 125 divided by 5, which is indeed 5. So I know that this pair is also correct. So for this question, those are my solutions. As I say, tough question, will definitely be towards the back or at the very back of the paper. We are touching on the beginnings of A-level here, so don't worry if you can't get all the marks. Try and get what you can. Always try to get what you can. If you substitute your y value in, you'll probably get a mark. Do the expansion, you will probably get a mark. Attempt to factorise. I know this was a harder one, but see how far you can get. Here's one for you to try. Put your answers in the comments. A maths question a day keeps the bad grades at bay. Tune in tomorrow for another maths question. See you soon.